All right, you guys. So recently, I got a comment on TikTok like, "What's the point of these interviews? Why would you do these interviews?" Right. So I just want to say this real quick. First off, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching these TikTok videos. I'm not a TikToker. I just post clips on TikTok. To get some traction to my YouTube channel and to get the word out, right, of my YouTube channel, and also for family so they could just in case they're looking for loved ones and all that, right? I post the full interviews on my YouTube channel, Righteous Monkey. So what's the point of doing these interviews, right? Well, I have like over a decade of like opiate addiction, like, but I've been partying, since from 1999 actually all the way to 2018, just partying. Like, I was basically shot out. I wasted so much time. Once I started opiates in 2005, I stopped everything else, the drinking, the freaking the uppers and all that, right? The X, all that stuff. I stopped all that because that would affect my opiate buzz. I gotta watch what I say on here and all that. But even the drinking, I stopped all that because I didn't want that to affect the opiate buzz that I had. So from 05 to 2018, I was just straight hooked, doing some stupid stuff to get my next fix. So after I went to rehab, about a month after rehab, I got to work in the rehab. While I was in rehab, I got certified as a recovery support specialist. So I took that certification on my 5th month of sobriety. I got a job in the rehab. Did that for about a year and a half. So sometime after that, I started my YouTube channel, sharing my story, everything addiction related. I broke my story down in different videos. And, I did that for about a year, and then needed to keep the channel going. So I started hitting the streets, doing these street interviews. And I'm so glad I did, right? I found so many family members of missing family members, right? Of family that watch these videos, watch these clips on TikTok and Instagram. And I found I think it was like 3 or 4 mothers' children, if it wasn't for these videos, they wouldn't have been able to find their kids, unless they ran into them on the street. So there's so many reasons why I do what I do. As far as these street interviews, I could only speak for myself, I could only speak for myself. I'm not going to even try and put it into words while other channels do it, I saw one comment, and they're right, some people do it for views. But when it comes to the YouTube channel, yes, we do need the views to keep it going, This is what I do. This is my job. So yes, the views are a huge part of what I do, but that's not the main focus of me and what I do, right? I do it. I started my YouTube channel to provide value, to highlight the insanity of addiction, to highlight why we do what we do as addicts, so that's why, during my interviews, you'll hear me say, yeah, I get that, I understand, because I really do. I've been there and done that, and I know why we do what we do as addicts. I know why we say what we say as addicts. But there's so many reasons why I do what I do, as far as these street interviews, man, to get the hope out there, to connect with our peeps on the streets, let them know there's a way out. If they're not ready at the time to go to treatment or detox, because after the interview, that's when I talk to them about that. You want to go to rehab, you want to go to detox. If they're not ready, they get my card with my personal number. I'm on call 24/7. Out of all the interviews I've done, I've only taken one lady to detox. She reached out the night before. She said, hey, meet me here at this time. I'm ready to go to detox. I met her at 9 a.m. the next day, took her to detox. I haven't seen her since then. Hopefully she's okay. I didn't intend on this video here to be that long, but I just wanted to get this out there as to why, I do what I do. This is like a little glimpse as to why I do what I do, Also, it keeps me sober. This keeps me sober. I used to go to AA and NA, like early recovery. Once I started YouTube, I kind of stopped going to meetings because I felt like I didn't need it. In the rooms of Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous, that is considered stinking thinking. I don't need these meetings. That's like frowned upon. But I'm still active in my recovery, you know, by connecting with people on the streets, and speaking with them is like sharing my story on a daily basis. So in a way, I'm still involved, like recovery wise and all that. I had an AA sponsor, but he passed away from pneumonia. So in regards to the 12 steps, AA was my choice. I like AA better, even though narcotics is what I have my most experience in. I was never dependent on alcohol, never had alcohol withdrawals, but yeah, AA. So as far as the steps, I got as far as like my 5th step. So anyway, these dogs are tripping. Thanks for watching. Check out my YouTube channel, Righteous Monkey on YouTube. You'll see what I do. All right, thanks.